Hey. Welcome back to the channel. This month, we're going to be looking at Black women in law and in politics. Their stories have a common denominator of resilience, determination, and a doggedly pursuit of justice. Let's dive in. Our story begins in the late 19th and early 20th centuries when Black women embarked on a relentless quest for voting rights. Their fight was not just against racial discrimination, but also against gender bias. In 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote, but it wasn't until much later that Black women could exercise that right freely. There were women out west who were allowed to vote, but many lost that right as those territories became states. Organizations like the National Association of Colored Women and remarkable individuals like Mary Church Terrell played pivotal roles in advocating for suffrage. They laid the foundation for future generations. The fight continued through the Civil Rights Movement. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 helped outlaw discriminatory voting practices that were adopted in many southern states after the Civil War, including literacy tests as a prerequisite to voting, and this guaranteed and enforced the 19th Amendment 95 years after it was ratified. In getting to the Voting Act victory, many Black women broke barriers in getting into law and getting into different law schools, and they were determined to make a difference. Despite facing systemic and overt racism as well as gender bias, women like Charlotte E. Ray and Sadie Alexander defied the odds and became some of the earliest female lawyers. Their achievements set the stage for women like Constance Baker Motley, who was a frontline lawyer for the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund and pivotal in Brown versus Board of Education. She also helped integrate the universities of Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, as well as many other court victories. She became the first female federal judge in 1966, contributing significantly to the civil rights movement. These pioneers opened doors for themselves and for others, and they left a path for other people to follow. But they realized the vote was not enough. These legal minds also started to make the shift to politics. They needed to represent their communities in the political arena. And we've had a boom lately of successful Black women in politics. But it all began with Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to the U.S. Congress. She blazed a trail by championing civil rights and women's rights during her historic tenure. Chisholm was the first Black woman to run for president of the United States. Her unbought and unbossed approach inspired many, many women. Barbara Jordan, another trailblazer, became the first Black woman to serve in the Texas State Senate and later the first woman from the South to be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. In 1993, Carol Moseley Braun of Illinois became the first African-American woman to be elected to the Senate. Today, Black women are continuing to make remarkable strides in the legal profession. Their representation in politics is more vital than ever, especially in today's times. They bring a unique perspective and they advocate for policies that promote equity, inclusion, and for justice. And we are experiencing a great boom in the likes of Kamala Harris, who in 2021 became not only the first female vice president, but also the first Black and South Asian vice president in U.S. history, as well as Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first woman nominated and confirmed as a Supreme Court justice. As we conclude this particular part of the journey into the history of Black women in law and politics, I hope this reminds you to be cognizant of the contributions Black women have made in the areas of law and politics, and also use it as a call to action for yourself, for a more just and equitable future for not only ourselves, but for our children and our children's children. Remember, the application of the right knowledge is power. With this, we can shape a more balanced world. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and keep advocating for change. If you found this information to be valuable, please like and share this video. If you want to learn more and continue on this journey with us, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Remember, SOS, share our stories.